Gosh, going back to the late 80s, I'm thinking about all these dynamics that were coming into play on the music scene. You had your teen pop, as epitomized by Debbie Gibson. There was Tiffany, and you had, of course, your pop stuff. You had George Michael, and of course, you had your rock and roll. You had Bruce Springsteen. You got your hair metal, man. Remember hair metal? Poison, Warrant. Yes. Don't get me started on hair metal because I'll go nuts. And you also had your rap and your hip hop jams. You had LL Cool J, you had Como D, Eric B. and Rakim, and Kids in Play. Of course, you had your basic R&B too. You had Janet Jackson, and there was Jody Watley. And you had what I called high-tech dance music, which featured the heavy use of, well, basically machines, I guess. Sequencers, synthesizers, drum machines, Expose, Company B, and then from England, Depeche Mode and New Order. New Order coming in at number 33 with Fine Time on my fancy playlist, March 18th, 1989. It took a while for New Order to take off in the United States. They never got played on the pop radio here, probably like they got played over in England. But they did gain in popularity in the late 80s, and particularly by the early 90s here in the States. Coming out with songs like Bizarre Love Triangle, and if you're into the alternative new wave dance music, you probably remember World in Motion. I think I remember watching that video on MTV a couple of times by New Order, and of course I think it was Blue Monday, that great dance record that had that catchy synthesizer, just that set the record on fire, that da 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 da, and the beat, fantastic dance music. Blue Monday, and there was two versions of that. The first one was on an album they put out in '83, and then a remix was re-released later on, I believe in 1988, something like that. New Order from England, their biggest top 40 hit in the States. Their only top 40, True Faith, fall of '87. Just barely cracked the top 30. Love that record. New Order was one of those cool bands to listen to, one of those hit bands to listen to. Maybe one of those hit bands that you want to impress your girlfriend or somebody who's kind of special to you. Say, man, I got this cool band I want to introduce you to. They put out some fantastic dance music. New Order. You won't believe how this song came about. A song like this, among the most ordinary circumstances. The guy, one of the group members, his name was Stephen Morris, his car got towed away. One day his car, well, just got towed. He had to remind himself that he had to go pay the fine. And on a sheet of paper, he wrote, "Fine time," to remind himself to go pick up his car and pay the fine. He thought to himself, wait a minute. That's a good title for a song. There you go, Fine Time. As done by the lead singer, sang by the lead singer Bernard Summers. The A side was the side that featured the vocals, and the B side was all instrumental. Danced to Depeche Mode all day long. I gotta mention something. I just found this out, sort of. I gotta tell you about another record real quick. I'll get to this record somewhere down the road. Stephen Morris, band member Stephen Morris, and a woman. She was in a band. A woman in a band. She played the synthesizer or played the keyboards. Gillian Gilbert. I believe that was his wife. They formed a group called Other Two, an act called Other Two. This was around 1992. They released an album in '93, and gosh dog it, this made the '90s for me. The song that came off that album was amazing. One of the songs that came off that album was Selfish. I absolutely flipped over Gillian Gilbert's voice and the lush music, the synthesizers, the keyboards just sprinkled, the keyboards sparkled like iridescent colors. And her voice was just absolutely smooth. I tell you what, Stephen Morris, Gillian Gilbert, if you're watching this video, you are so dang amazing on Selfish. Gosh. But let's get to this song. That was in 1994, by the way, when I heard that song on Hitline, spring of '94. But let's go back to the spring of '89. I got off topic again. New Order with Fine Time at number 33 on my fantasy playlist of March 18th, 1989.